Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth and I'm back doing your October 2017 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Libra. And I'm back using my regular Shadowscapes deck by Stephanie Puimula, and I may pull another card or two from one of my other decks. Thank you guys so much for being amazing, loyal followers and subscribers. It really means a lot to me. I've been through a lot as far as my channel changes and all that stuff, so I really appreciate it. I just want to say that. If you guys want to support me more, you can click on the links in the description box. I have Patreon. I also have a GoFundMe campaign. If you want to donate to my channel, you can click on the services tab on my website, oracledaphne.com. The link for that is below also, which has my PayPal link, which you can send payment through PayPal if you'd like. And if you'd like to get a private reading, definitely hit me up. I am still doing private readings. It's really easy to get a private reading with me, and I try to keep them fun and light. So my private readings, the way I schedule is you just send a payment, and then you send an email and say, hey, Elizabeth, are you available such and such a day and time? I live in the UK. And then I email you back, and then we do, the reading by Skype or by phone. So it's really easy, and I'd love to get you scheduled. So let's see what we get for you guys for the month of October. This is your birthday month. Happy birthday. I don't always say happy birthday. I don't know why, but I really need to start doing that more. Something I was thinking about recently. Okay, so let's see. Got some interesting cards here. Okay, so again, this is for the month of October, and the thing that came up first, right away, I have shuffled, okay, but you may have some Cancer in your chart because you got some cards similar to Cancer. It did come also up for Cancer as well, King of Swords, and that's you in the center of the reading, especially male Libras, but that showing up here. Female Libras, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So there's something that's very strong about career, very strong focus on career. The Nine of Pentacles is also fame and fortune. Some of you Libras may be into music, may play an instrument, the piano especially. I see someone with a piano, I see someone with a guitar. You may have vocal ability also. That's what's showing up for me in the center of the spread. But the interesting thing is you do have the Tower crowning you at the beginning of October. And this is like the one card that that's negative in like the entire spread. Similar to Cancer. Later on down the line, there's some like hit and miss cards, but like this is like almost like a blip on the radar. That's what my guide said. It's like a blip on the radar for you. But the Tower is like a big blip on the radar. The Tower is kind of like an unexpected, something unexpected. Expect the unexpected. That's what I want to say. The Tower is also major events, divorces, breakups, arguments, losing your temper, a broken home, because the Tower, to me, it's like the Brigadoon. It's a Brigadoon card. Brigadoon is like, it's a movie, you can watch it with Gene Kelly, but it's a movie where it's like a whole village falls asleep. It's like for 500 years, and then they wake up every 500 years, and the only reason that they would wake up sooner than that is if somebody falls in love. Which is interesting. So it's like, in some way, there's some kind of wake-up call. It's weird that I'm talking about this. It feels like there's some kind of wake-up call that's happening for you. Either you're becoming awakened, Libra, or there's something unexpected that like kind of snaps you out of it. Like the light goes on in your head about something, or you yeah, to me it's like a wake up call, something that snaps you into attention. I'm getting a tingle on this. So you may have been going, a lot of times Libra can get very much into their head and going through the motions of some kind. I'm not saying, everybody kind of does it. You might want to you could call it autopilot also. Libras can get very like task oriented, or like Libras can have very strong habits. So like their eating habits, their sleeping habits, their habits in their relationship, they can get kind of habitual in some way. This is why Libras can fall prey to like drugs and alcohol and sometimes. But it's like, to me, this is like, they can get into these habits, and they can get into the place of just like doing things that they've always done and not really in that place of growth. And I feel like there's some kind of catalyst or something that's gonna happen, and because I got a tingle on it, I feel like it's gonna happen that makes things change and snaps you into a place of like refocus or realignment with what you're supposed to be doing, where you're supposed to be going, who you're supposed to be talking to, all those things. This could be unexpected work stuff. It could be an unexpected job loss, although for most people it's not going to be that. I feel like for most of you it's unexpected news or an unexpected event. That's what I want to say. We have the Eight of Pentacles with it, as well as the Seven of Pentacles. There could be some unexpected money also that comes through. Something positive that comes through that's really, really great. But it's also, the Eight of Pentacles is like the communications card. It's the unexpected email, unexpected text. This is like a surprise. To me, this is like a big surprise. It could be like an unexpected job offer that comes through as well, because the Eight of Pentacles is the work card. So, okay, I think I was showing these. So together, these are the things that could be coming through unexpectedly. Seven of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. They're both Pentacles cards. So again, things having to do with money. Could be unexpected money losses too. And I hate to even say that, I even put that out there, but like, it could be like an unexpected bill or something that you get, and it's just like, what the hell is this? You're like, what the fuck is this? How long is this? Maybe you ask your partner like what it is, and watch out for spending. Watch your spending. That's what I want to say. Mainly it's going to be unexpected communication from someone maybe that you haven't heard from in a long time, because the Seven of Pentacles is not hearing from someone in a long time. Or the Seven of Pentacles, is time. It's timing and it's time. That's what I wanted to say. Things happening at a certain time. You may look up at the clock and notice a certain time. Pay attention to numbers in the beginning of October, because it's going to be interesting to see what numbers come through when it comes through. 7 and 8, so it might come through 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, any combination of 7 and 8. That's what I want to say. My guide also said 1s and 5s. I don't know why my guide said 1s and 5s, but also 1s and 5s. Things happening at a certain time. That's the interesting combination, because the Tower is unexpected. The Seven of Pentacles is timing, and the Eight of Pentacles is communication, but it's also work. It's feeling drained from work. There's just a lot of things going on at the beginning of October. The beginning of October may be stressful or difficult in some way because of this. I don't feel, though, that the entire month is going to be like this. I feel like it's just going to be like an event or something that goes down that's unexpected, that that brings on more communication. Like maybe this is unexpected from somebody else too, unexpected communication from somebody else, or somebody you haven't heard from in a long time. Could be male, could be also female. You could be initiating unexpected communication. You could hear from an ex. I mean, this is like the Towers, like, you know, divorce or breakup. So it could be someone that you haven't talked to in a long time. Someone that you may have broken up with. If you're in a relationship, this could be like a major fight or argument over career. That's what I want to say, over career, because the Nine of Pentacles is a career card. The Eight of Pentacles is career. So to me, there's something unexpected too with career, unexpected career changes. Being really upset, like the Tower is like really upset with things that are going on with work. Like my God is showing me, like there was a time where I went to work and everybody was sitting down. We were all talking about, it's hard for me to talk about this because I don't really want to reveal too much, but essentially we were all talking about like the changes the company was making and the expectations of what we were also going to be doing. And I was like, I don't want to do any of that. Like in my head, I was like, okay, you know, like maybe I could do that, maybe I could do that. But at the end of the day, I was like, it all added up to like everything that all the changes they were making and everything that they wanted us to do, I was not on board with. I didn't feel comfortable with. They were asking us to do things that one of the things was like going door to door, and I didn't want to go door to door, you know, I was not that kind of person, you know, and so it was weird, and so this may be like something that like someone's asking you to do something and you don't want to do it. You're like, I'm not going to do it, you know, but it may cause problems because it's like, you know, I don't know, it could go a lot of different ways. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to come back to it. There's so much that goes into those three cards though, that it almost dominates the spread, but not entirely, because we have all these other positive things that are happening. So we do have the Six of Cups in the immediate future, and the Six of Cups is spending time with pets, kids, focus on like more mundane aspects of life, needing to stay positive, you know, money's coming in, you know, but like at a trickle. So some of you may be like making like extra money on the side, or like, you know, work from home, or like you may be a stay-at-home mom, but you may also like, you know, you may be a stay-at-home mom and have like some kind of online business, or you may blog, you may do photography or something like where you could, you know, you could do it from home. You also may, if you don't have kids, this is being in a place of like having your head down too much and not looking at the possibilities. In some way, it's good for Libra to examine all possibilities and make sure that all possibilities are on the table. So it's interesting. The card itself. See, it's a little girl who's pouring tea for her stuffed animals. Okay, it's an interesting card because I always see it like this card has changed so much over time. I always see it as like a metaphor. The bears are metaphor for pets, and you know, 2 dogs, 2 cats. The dolls are metaphors for kids. You know, 2 to 3 kids. Sometimes there's like an older teenager. Sometimes the kids are like grown and, you know, they're kind of still hanging around the house. So it can mean a lot of things. You know, sometimes it's people who have both pets and kids. Sometimes this is like having fur babies only. And it's a metaphor for like the tasks that need to get done around the house: cooking, cleaning, laundry, dishes, you know, the mundane aspects of life. And or being in the food service, because a lot of times I've seen this for like food service jobs where you're literally serving food to someone or serving drinks to someone. And Libras can be I've met some interesting bartenders that are Libras. So they can make excellent service people because they don't lose their cool, especially guys. So like they don't lose their cool. They, I don't know, they just kind of have that suave. Libras are a little bit suave. Anyways, so some of you females are in the food service industry, some of you males are in the food service industry or hospitality. I definitely feel like there's a restaurant hospitality vibe for some of you. But going back to like the card itself, I was saying there's something about the table. Oh, she's serving food at the table. And so basically all possibilities are on the table. And originally the Six of Cups was about, obviously she's a child. In the card, she's a little girl. And children have this childlike perspective that everything is possible, that the world can be saved, that that everything isn't going to shit and we're all not going to rot in hell, okay? Kids have this, unquestionable thirst for life and information and for believing. Their belief system is totally different. It's uncorrupted. They're totally innocent, and they believe that it is possible. Everything is possible. Everything is on that table. And in some way, they live in this place of make-believe. They believe that the dolls are real and that the bears really are hungry, That's the card, So even though it's make-believe, it's real to the child. So there's something about for some of you needing to examine and get real with what's going on in your life. Like, what's the reality of the situation? What's real and what's fantasy, And for some of you, you're living in a very harsh reality. When this card comes up, it's like a harsher reality, and you need to embrace that childlike perspective of everything is possible. And I'm not saying you need to go live in La La Land in your head, no, but you just need to believe that there's more than one option and more than one way to solve any problem. Okay, there is. So. And some of you are saying no. I can feel it. Some of you are going, no. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about what this means. I want you to message me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this card. What does it mean to you to examine all possibilities? What does it mean to you to have a more open approach to life, a more open approach to solving problems, more open approach to just getting stuck in one track thinking there's the only one way to solve your problem or problems. That's the Six of Cups. There's also something about bringing home the bacon, providing for family, because we have the Magician, and it is matching up, coming up from the outside here, and it is matching up with the Six of Cups. So the Magician is the worker bee of the zodiac. It's the person that's, busy working, and then we have this family here too. So some of you may be starting a family with this Magician character. This Magician character can be an air sign, another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Capricorn. A lot of times can be Virgo or Taurus too, but I see that as less. And I have seen it as being Scorpio also. I forgot about Scorpio. So there's something about, bringing home the bacon. But, so some of you may have kids and you may be dating. Some of you may be in a relationship too. And there's to me, this is some level of stability. It's so weird because I'm saying that and I look down and we have this tower crowning you. It's like, even if you have an unexpected situation going on, beginning of October, in the middle of October, I feel like things will have stabilized. I feel like you will be bringing home the bacon, you will be working and providing for yourself or your family if you have them, or your pets, being able to afford all those lovely vet bills, I don't know how people do that, but anyways, it's like, so there's that. And we'll have evened out. That's what I want to tell you. It's going to even out. But getting there may be challenging because it may just sort of like the boat. Some of you may be rocking the boat a little bit at work, okay, too. There's maybe something about rocking the boat a little bit. You know, problems at work, through work, that's going back to that again. But there's stability, maybe some stability in your home life. To me, it's like there's some element of stability, you know, there. And even the Magician to me is positive work things, getting things done, getting shit done. Working with your hands also, to me, the Magician can be someone who works with their hands. The Magician can be like the plumber, the electrician, you know, any kind of service person. And I mean, that's what I see for the Magician. So, but it's also magically getting things done, getting shit done. So I'm not sure why the energies are shifting in this way, but I feel like very positive that they're going to shift in this way. That's how I see it. And then we have this star in the position of your attitude, which is really great, which I really like to see. This is you going through a transition time, but I also see the star as being a lot of times the Libra, but it can also be Libra females that are watching, but it can be going through a transition, coming out of a place of transition, reaching a place of peace with things. I like how the Six of Cups mimics this star, and I've never really seen it like this before. So interesting. So like in a magical world, okay, so this is kind of this is my imagination. Okay, so in a magical world, this little girl grows up. She grows up. See all these fish? She grows up and to be a very imaginative person and very beautiful. And she comes back to the place maybe she always played at, you know, when she was a child. And she sees it differently. Her perspective is totally different than what it was then. So there's something about growth here, you know. Maybe some of you are going home. Maybe you're going home or spending time with family. This is also you know, mother figures, grandmother figures that are around. Even if they're not like alive, to me they're around in spirit. So it's sort of like her spirit kind of carries on through the child too. It's very interesting. I've never really seen it this way, but yeah, to me there's a huge growth, and there's something about time and how in time things will change. So this little girl is going to grow up into this beautiful woman, and you know, some of you may have difficult children, you know, too. So you have a difficult child, or, you know, struggling a little bit with that child, but they're going to grow up into this beautiful person. And that's what I want to comfort you with. I want you to know that in time, the perspective is going to change. Your perspective is going to change, but the child's perspective is also going to change as they mature and grow. They may not be at that place yet. You know, clearly they're a child, but in time it will be different. You also may be reflecting, being very reflective. If you're older, you may be reflecting a little bit on your youth. This is a great time to go to the water, go to the beach. If you can spend time at the beach, go to the water, go for a swim somewhere. These are a beautiful, to me this is like a beautiful energy, really, really gorgeous, that I don't see that much. So to me, I'm reading for someone who's either gone through a lot, like this could be someone that you know, this could be you, this could be a partner, but this is someone who's gone through a lot and really grown and developed into a very unique person. And so they have a very unique perspective. That's what I want to say. But to me, again, this element of timing, it's sort of like you need to see things at this point a little bit differently. Like you can't, right now, you can't see the future, even though I can see it a little bit. And I'm here to tell you that the future is much brighter than what you see it as, because the star is brightness. So, okay, and then I was going to say the outcome is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is the wish card. She's blowing on these dandelions. And what is she wishing for? Okay, well, we've got a little bit of a blockage because we've got the Emperor showing up after her. And I'm not a big fan of the Emperor, those of you who watched me before. The Emperor can be fate. It can be like a dead end. And it can be someone who's very, very powerful. In some way, it's like wishing for someone to not be stubborn. And it's also wishing to get your way, because the Emperor always gets their way. And for some of you, it's wishing to be like the Emperor. And the Emperor is very dominant, very masculine, very self-assured. To me, it's like you're wishing for something, but you're blocked from it. You have to be careful what you wish for. You have to be careful. You don't wish for things that are going to cause a dead end. There's fate. There's fated elements to happen. So it's almost like, the High Priestess is showing up here too. And the High Priestess, the story with the Emperor and the High Priestess, a long time ago, they were lovers. Okay, they were lovers, but they're very different. And when they come together, the Emperor is like, it's my way or the highway. And the High Priestess is like, no, I see right through that bullshit. I already know the answer. There's nothing you can tell me. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen this way. And the Emperor's like, no, I'm gonna block it. Fuck you. And it's like a war. It's like a war of the wills. This is the War of the Roses a little bit. You may be in a relationship where there is conflict, male-female conflict here. It can be masculine, female, feminine, guy. It can be over-dominant, masculine, and then over-dominant female that's masculine too. So like, there's something about just like, waging a war with someone. The Emperor and the High Priestess, like I said, when they come together, it's just, I would say it's like a match made in hell. It's it's like somebody, imagine like an old couple that's been fighting for like 100 years. That's them. That's how I see it. I do feel like some of you, this is your parents. Okay, this is parents. Yeah, it's fate versus the High Priestess. Fate, the High Priestess is like, no way, I'm not going to allow that to happen. That's not what's good for my clients. And fate's like, guess what? It's already happened. I already made it so. It just goes on and on. So there's that. But there is elements of fate that are blocking you from getting what you want. And you will get what you want, because the High Priestess always wins. And so like that, it was like that Star Trek quote, where Chris Pine asks future Spock, or maybe it wasn't Chris Pine. Yeah, it was maybe Chris Pine who asked the future Spock, how did he defeat Khan? One of the arch nemesis of the movie show, whatever. And did you defeat him? And in the end, they did defeat him, but it was at a great cost. And so in some way, whatever you're fighting about, whatever it is that you're fighting about, or whatever it is your parents are fighting about, there's a great cost to that war. And I always say war is for losers. It's not worth it in the end to continue that war. But can you tell your parents to stop fighting? No. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to do that. There's no way I'm going to tell you to do that. Can you tell, people, sometimes you just can't tell people what's best for them. They have to discover what's best for them on their own. So yeah, at great cost. There's a great cost with the Seven of Wands, the Five of Swords, waging a war, But later in time, we have the Lovers and we have the Chariot. So both love as well as success showing up. I feel like what you want is not the same, my guide said this too, is not the same as maybe what a partner wants. You're not on the same page. So it just goes back. I feel like some of you, it goes back. I'm just going to pull a few other cards here. It goes back to you needing to try to get on the same page as someone. And if you can't, then you need to examine that and say, okay, that's not going to work. Some of you are like parachute people, what I call parachute people, which is someone who kind of wants, you're only going to get another job if you can find another job first, or you're only going to get into another relationship unless you find another relationship first, or if something really, really bad happens to you in a relationship. That's not good. It's not healthy. You basically, you're sort of like riding things out into the very bitter, terrible end. It's like staying at a party. I just want to say, it's like staying at a party until everybody leaves. You never want to do that. You want to leave after, maybe when things start to die down, not until the very end when nobody, it's just never good when you do that. It gets awkward. And then they have to ask you to leave. I mean, it's just never good, Those of you male Libras, you need to think ahead. And those of you female Libras, you're being too naive in a relationship or in a situation. That's what I want to say. And some of you are wishing for pregnancy and you're blocked from it because fate has other plans. Some of you just need to get more rest. And the last card that I pulled is it's always darkest before the dawn. So you need to not give up. You need to focus on making your way, continuing to do good work, continuing to love others and focus on other people who love you and not give up. That's what I want to say. I feel like this is a great place to end. There's so many different ways that I could go with this reading. It's a long reading. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, Google Plussing. It almost feels like a cliffhanger a little bit, but that's how these readings go, So I will be back again for more, so stay tuned. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care. All the best. Bye.